Hello everyone, I'm Santiago and today I'm going to be playing the original first 3 Resident Evil games on Steam Deck, so Resident Evil 1 1996, 2 and 3 Nemesis. So these were released on GOG a while back already, a few months ago. Now you can find them on Steam, but unfortunately on Steam they have DRM. But if you have a Steam Deck it's way easier to just launch them from here, so instead of launching them right away, we're going to mod them to have better graphics. If you want to play them like this, just make sure to open the controller. You have to use one of the community layouts, otherwise you're not going to have correct controls on this game. First of all, open the Steam menu and go to the desktop. And so now we're in desktop mode. Follow the links in the description for each of the enhanced versions. This means just a mod to improve graphics. Again, in the description, make sure it's the GOG versions for the mods, otherwise it won't work properly. 2 GB for RE1, 5.39 GB for RE2, and for RE3 2.26. So download the one that you're going to play. In this case, I'll download all 3 because I have the 3 games. Alright, so once downloaded, you have these 3 zip files. I unpacked all of them. First of all, let's go for Resident Evil 1. We have all this stuff. So go to Steam, to the cog, manage, browse local files, and this will open the game's root folder. And the root folder looks something like this. The mod takes advantage of basically the Japanese files, but the game will be in English, so don't worry about that. Go to the Japanese folder, and the first thing that you need to do, this JPN folder, remove the caps. So JPN, like that. Go to the mod, grab everything, copy it, paste it, and replace whatever they want to replace. Apply to all, write into, apply to all, overwrite, and it'll look something like this. Once it looks something like this, go back to the game's root folder, copy the name of the executable. This is basically what Steam grabs to launch the game. We're going to fool it into opening another executable. So go back to Japanese, biohazard.exe. We're going to rename it with the launcher's name. Once you have something like this, cut it, go back to the main folder, paste. So it will move everything without duplicating, apply to all, overwrite, and that should be it. We should be ready to go. One thing to keep in mind, since the mod adds a lot of DLL files, we need to use this command, this launch command. So copy it, I left it in the description. Go back to Steam, Resident Evil 1 properties, and make sure the launch options are something like this, so the mod works. Once that's taken care of, hit on play, and wait a few seconds for the launcher to show up. Awesome, the launcher showed up. I recommend choosing X input so it recognizes the Steam controller, but that's basically it. If you never want to see this again, uncheck this box, but right now I'm going to keep it like this to test in gaming mode. Hit OK, and there you go. Already we have the remastered video. I mean, yeah, you can see that. I love that stuff. It's hilarious. And everything is basically HD, which is what we were looking for. But everything is upscaled, and it looks great.
I don't know what happened.
Don't open that door! Alright, so let's do the same with RE2. Download it, unzipped. And this time we are not using the Japanese files, because the mod doesn't need that. So we copy everything inside the mods folder, copy. We open the games folder, so RE2, this cog, manage, browse local files, go into English, paste, and you want to replace whatever they want to replace. And sorry, I forgot to mention one thing. Make sure the common folder is formatted correctly. So we call them the same thing, and we write into it, and we apply to all. Okay, now everything looks correct. Grab everything in this folder, cut, paste it right here. So we paste, Everything is where it should be. And again, the launcher, what Steam grabs to launch the game is this. So copy the name, delete the file, we are not going to need it. And in Resident Evil 2.exe, name it the same. There you go. Now Steam will grab this. When it comes to commands, we're going to need this command. Again, in the description, if you want to copy and paste, I highly recommend you do so. I'll do the same thing. So I grab this, copy, and I paste. Should look something like this. Let's give it a try. We hit play. So after a few seconds, you're going to get another configuration thing. Make sure to choose full screen. If you want to use a perspective fix or not, all this is optional. And if you don't want to see this menu ever again, make sure to uncheck this box. But again, we're going to try it on gaming mode. On this one, the controls actually seem very consistent with the PS1 version, or not, I don't know. But as you can see, it's using the high quality backgrounds, which in a smaller screen will look much better. I'm using a capture card. But a legendary game. Right, so now for Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, we also need the Japanese thing. So open the mods folder, then go to Steam, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, the cog, manage, browse local files, and we're going to go into the Japanese folder. Again, the game will be in English, so don't worry. This is just for mod reasons. Copy everything from the mods folder, copy, paste it in the Japanese folder, apply to all, write into, replace, whatever you need to do there, do it. That's done. Grab everything in this folder, cut, go back to the main folder and paste it right here. And since we're launching it from Steam, grab the launcher's exe name. So we copy the name, we remove it, and Biohazard 3 pc.exe, we're going to put that name there. And finally, the command, copy this command, again in the description, go to the cog in RE3 Nemesis, properties, and in the launch options, put the command that I just told you. It's very simply with windowed mode. If you hit OK, it's like a quarter, less than a quarter of the screen. So yeah, something is wrong. So scroll all the way down after doing what I told you to do. Download RE3 Linux, which is on downloads. So extract it. And inside this folder, you have this. Right click or whatever, copy. Go to Steam, manage, browse local files, and replace the files with the ones you downloaded. So apply to all, overwrite, close, everything. And finally, just before you launch the game, go to properties, and in compatibility, Proton 9-4. Otherwise, I had a lot of graphical bugs, which was a freaking pain, but here we are after many attempts. Make sure here it says full screen, and you can rebind the controls if you want to. With all this done, hit OK. Resident Evil Nemesis. Super high res, everything, cool. We skip everything just to show you that it works. Look at that. Super high res, I'm super impressed with this. I already tried it on my PC. This is an optional outfit, obviously. But there you go. Okay, for Resident Evil 1, we open it. When it comes to the layout, just go here, templates, gamepad with joystick trackpad, apply the layout hitting X, and there you go. Do the same thing for Resident Evil 2 and 3. Again, if you don't want to see this menu ever again, always boot in configure mode. You can uncheck this, and the game will launch right away instead of using that launcher. And since this game is pretty old, we're obviously at 30 FPS.
Captain Wesker, where's Chris?
But again, it works perfectly fine. It looks significantly better than the original, at least in my opinion, with this upscale. Despite being a smaller screen, I think they did a great job retaining the art. You can avoid this mod if you don't like this. You can use it as default. It works out of the box. You can choose other languages as well if you want to. I'm doing it in English because that's what I'm using, but you can also skip doors if you want to with the A key. So yes, you can probably tell it's completely fine. Uses very little power as well, so it should be more than 4 hours of battery easy. And you have those black bars at the left and right, the pillars, but the black bars are for the cutscenes.
Hope this is not Chris's blood.
Okay, let's find that zombie. You can again skip doors if you don't like them. Famous scene. Let's just get away. Unless the audio, Jesus Christ. There it goes. Enemy down.
Barry?
It's a monster!
What is it?
I can't with that freaking music. But there it goes. Okay, Resident Evil 2. This one I remember, obviously a PS1 game, but I personally was brave enough to play it when I had a PlayStation 3. I discovered Resident Evil on Resident Evil 4, and well, when I had a PS3, I got the digital copy, which is fun in a way, because due to that purchase on the PS3 era, you can now play Resident Evil 2 on PS5. It was included because I already owned it on PS3, the digital version.
I'm a human.
So it's awesome to see this. Sorry about that. I love this. Sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
I thought you were one of them.
I thought you were one of them.
But it looks great. I think they did a great job with the backgrounds.
Hold on.
Good stuff. Also, again, battery life is using 10%
By the time
GPU at less than
the entire city was
a
infested
sixth
with
part of the frequency. The CPU has some spikes on usage, but that's basically it. And obviously playing on easy right now. Let's get out. I'll let him be eaten by zombies so I can go grab his gun. Fun fact. You can also skip doors on this one. There it goes. But as you can probably tell, another 30 FPS game. But these cutscenes are at 60, the doors. Or at least it pretends to be. Excuse me. Excuse me! He has stopped breathing. Shotgun. Perfect. So yeah, it works completely fine like this. Audio is correct. Oops, out of ammo. So yeah, not much to say really about this one either. It runs just fine, obviously. Very long battery life, just some spikes on the CPU when loading the next area, but that's to be expected. And finally, Resident Evil 3, the one that took the most effort setting up, but it looks great as well. Another 30 FPS game, the 90s. If even nowadays going above 30 FPS in some games has issues, well, on this one I'm not surprised. But again, doors, 60 frames. Actual gameplay 30 with camera cuts with some spikes in the frame time. But visually holds up pretty damn well, especially with this mod. That's why the effort of setting it up. But wow. What a thing. When I played this on PlayStation 3 with the PS1 graphics, I would never have expected to play this on a portable device. But even the text is super high res. So GG. So anyway, that's basically it for now. I hope you guys found this video useful. I definitely took effort to actually install these mods, or at least make a guide that is as easy as possible. So thank you again so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did revisiting these classics with way better graphics. That's it. Thanks for watching.